Let's make my countryside checkers quilt pattern using only a jelly roll. For the fabrics, I am using Gingham Foundry by Riley Blake. Now, this is an older collection, so you might not be able to find it right now, but I am currently using up my stash. That way I can be a little bit more versatile. Now, after you have unrolled your jelly roll, you're going to take a light and dark print, or at least two prints that are contrasting each other, and you are going to sew them together into a long strip. You're going to repeat this to all 2.5-inch strips within your roll up. Once you have your strip sets sewn together, you are going to cut 8 4.5-inch squares. Now, here is a quick tip. Since you are sewing a long 40 by roughly 42-inch strips, there can be some bowing and stretching that might occur. So if you want, you can take the extra time and square each individual block up to exactly a 4.5-inch square. Now this will remove some of the pinking shears while also making things extra perfect if you like. Now afterwards, with those 8 mini blocks, you're going to form 2 larger blocks in a checkerboard-like fashion. Now you're going to sew your mini blocks together to form rows, and then lastly, sew those rows together to complete your 8.5-inch square quilt block. Now each strip set will create 2 larger blocks. So as an example, one jelly roll that has 42 strips will yield you 42 blocks total. But lastly, once all of your blocks are made, you're going to lay them out in a 6 by 7 block layout while rotating every other block 90 degrees. Then you're going to sew your blocks together to form rows, and then lastly, sew those rows together to complete your quilt top. And here is what my countryside checkers quilt looks like all finished. Now for the backing, I am using this large navy floral print. Then as for the thread choice, I am going with glide thread in the color Fog. And here is what my quilt looks like all quilted out. Once again, one 42 count jelly roll will yield you a 6 by 7 block layout measuring around 48 inches by a 56-inch quilt. Now, 2 jelly rolls with a 8 by 10 block layout will yield you a twin size quilt measuring 64-inch by 80 inches, just to give you a few more options. Now, I do hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. It is a beginner easy quilt pattern, or one of those that you can whip up quickly if you need a last minute gift. But as always, if you could please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified for your next amazing quilt project.